Gun and B sitting over there.
You've got a spare policy bag or plastic bag
And it's just getting ready. We are going on a little cruise for a little way up the Conwy. How about that? Now it's a bit smelly standing astern, but hopefully it's not too bright. You can get a good look at the Conwy and the castle. And there's the three bridges. The new road bridge, which I think, if I remember correctly, was 1959. Behind which is Thomas Telford's original suspension bridge. I believe it's the first one in the world. And you see the turret behind that? That's Robert Stephenson's tubular tunnel bridge. The same type as was over the Menai Straits, was destroyed in that fire in 1971. And then behind it, looking straight up to Snowdonia. It's a lovely morning. We've got a half-hour cruise to look forward to. So hopefully in a moment or two, away we go.
Victoria has 5 exits. The door at the back, the 2 emergency windows either side of the boat at the back, and the 2 doors here at the front. Life jackets can be found in the 2 varnished boxes inside at the rear, and the large varnished box here at the front. On the roof, we have an inflatable life raft capable of holding 65 people. That can be launched and will inflate automatically. Please take a moment to locate your nearest exit, remembering that your closest may well be behind you. We hope you enjoy the trip with us today, and if we can be of any help at any time, please don't hesitate to ask any member of the crew. Refreshments are now available here at the front. Relax with a tea, coffee or hot chocolate. Soft drinks including Pepsi, 7-Up, mineral water and flavoured fruit drinks are also available. To lead directly out onto the river. The last bridge is the Tubular Bridge. These carry the main London to Holyhead railway line, and they were actually built in the 2 fields on the right. Each tube was built in 3 sections, floated out and lifted into position.
And we will be turning round just a few moments time to go down the Conwy River. As we turn behind us and coming on to our left-hand side as we turn, be a very good view of Conwy Castle. Over the photograph, if you have any comments.
We are now approaching the deepest part of the river. Just in front of us is a large hole in the riverbank. Legend has it that what we are going over was a quarry, and from that quarry some stone was extracted to help build the castle. We don't know if that's true, but what is true is that before the suspension bridge was built, the river here was very much wider than it is now. At high water, the river depth here can easily exceed 20 meters. And just ahead of us is an almost vertical rock wall from the riverbed to just a few meters below the surface.
The human ear is a wonderful thing, isn't it? You can sort of program it almost to block other things out and allow just one bit of sound in. Unfortunately, I don't have the expensive software that is available, I believe, to just knock out each individual bits of sound like that. And I do appreciate that the noise of the engine is very loud. It does give you an idea of what I had to put up with. Anyway, I've lowered the sound a bit on here, and just to do a little bit of commentary myself as we go by. You see we're approaching this side of Conwy Castle here, Castell Conwy. Here is Stephenson's tubular bridge. Railway trains go over there. And here is Thomas Telford's original suspension bridge, which had been open to pedestrians only. Can't see anybody there today. I do rather worry that the National Trust have still had it closed for reasons which they gave 3 years ago I didn't find acceptable, but I won't go into that now. And then of course the 1950s road bridge. And we've turned tail and we're heading out to sea now, looking towards the Conwy on the right. We'll see a bit more of that in a few minutes. It was certainly a very pleasant cruise. As I say, unfortunately this type of craft is very noisy and there's no getting away from it, but look at this view of the castle. Isn't that a lovely view? And the town, with the town walls. Can't even hear my commentary because of the noise. Maybe that's a good thing. But here's a view of the waterfront as we go down. It's quite a sizable little fishing fleet in that here. I was quite surprised by it. And by how far the town walls go round. I mean, this is probably one of the best preserved town stroke city walls I've ever seen. I don't know why my camera kept bouncing back to that certain window. I certainly wasn't doing it deliberately, that's for sure. Anyway, back to the matter in hand. You see the wide variety of craft here. If ever you're in Conwy and you've got the time, I do recommend that you take this little river trip. It wasn't really that expensive. I can't remember exactly how much it was. I think it was only about £6.50 each, which I didn't think was too bad. Loads of these little boats all moored down here.
return to try to save lives. The village here on the right is Conwy. Behind the village is a small flat-top hill. That hill was the site of a castle and the focus of settlement and warfare for more than 1,000 years. When the English armies invaded North Wales in 1283, they captured this area, by which time the castle was in ruins. Edward I abandoned this site and decided to build his castle in Conwy. What was left of the Conwy castle was taken apart. The stone was then transported to Conwy to help build the town walls you can see today. The low-lying coast over on our left is part of the coast of Anglesey. The small island is Pepin Island. It was formerly known as Priesthome in English and Inislannog in Welsh. Now uninhabitable, a hermitage was established there around the 6th century. There are also remains of a 12th century monastery. The island is now a special protection area for wildlife, with a great cormorant colony of over 750 pairs, making it one of the largest colonies in Britain. Guillemots, cormorants and kittiwakes are also found on the island, as well as a seal colony. The headland now on our right-hand side is the Great Orme. The town is the West Shore area of London now. The Great Orme was at one time an island, separated from the mainland by a small stretch of water. As time went by, that water was filled in by sandbanks, which in turn became a low-lying marshy area. It's on that marsh that Llandudno now stands. The Great Orme is home to around 200 cashmere goats. The entire herd is descended from a pair that were presented to Queen Victoria shortly after her coronation in 1837 by the Shah of Prussia. The Royal Welsh, a large regiment in the British Army, has special permission from the King to choose one of the goats from the herd to be their regimental goat. If it passes selection, it is given the honorary rank of Lance Corporal. The Great Orme is also the site of one of the oldest copper mines in the world, a mine which has been worked since prehistoric times. The headland now. The beach now on our right-hand side is called the Beacons, and it was on this site during the Second World War that subsections of the Mulberry Harbour were built to be used at Normandy for the PD invasions on the 6th of June 1944. By early September, the floating harbour had seen 2.5 million men landed on it, plus 500,000 vehicles and 4 million tons of supplies.
And there's the smallest house in Britain, complete with lady in Welsh costume. And complete with people who just not concentrating on where they're going, so right in front of the shop. But anyway, that's the smallest house in Britain for you. Well, I hope you enjoyed your little trip along the Conwy River. Tomorrow we're off to Betws y Coed and Llanberis.